go out to the bee farm today, and it is the 22nd. I've got to work in 3 hours, 4:30, right? So it's 1 o'clock now. So I'm going to run out to the bee farm, see if Mr. Onomai-san is there. And what I want to do is basically give him the shortening mixture that I made to help with the mites. And there are two types of mice. This is the tracheal mites. These are the mites that get inside the wind path. And most bees have it. So even though seems like my bees really aren't eating this stuff, but his bees may be so damn hungry that they will. The other thing is I want to talk to him about the problem, and there are three things. What I've gathered, there's really three things that are affecting, well, maybe four if you count the tracheal mites. You got the tracheal mites, you got the varroa mites, you've got the pesticide, right? And then you've got pathogens associated with the mites, which are the one is the deformed wing virus. So we're fighting basically four things, and really three of those four all, are directly and indirectly related to pesticides. And number one, the reason why bees are crashing right now and such a, bees, foragers go out, they come back and they end up becoming, stunned. They store the pollen, other bees eat it, or they feed it to the, to the larvae. The bees do not have a gene to detoxify. We drink a bunch of alcohol, it doesn't kill us, right? But imagine if you couldn't detoxify, you didn't have a liver, to detoxify, or a kidney. I guess it's liver that detoxifies. And it just built up in your system to a point where it just kills you. Well, that's what's going on with bees. They sequence bees, and they showed that they don't have a way to detoxify. So they start, these pesticides build up very quickly. And especially if they bring them back, and store away the pollen, the contaminated pollen. And not only that, there's plenty of images where they don't let basically the guards are like, well, you stink, I'm not letting you in, or I don't want your pollen, or whatever, fighting off bees. I've got literally hundreds of bees just crawling around on the floor, and I'm thinking they're going out, they're getting into this pollen, and they're not interested in eating. They're just kind of lackadaisical. I try to put them in, with sugar water. They don't want to eat. They're constantly trying to clean themselves like they're dirty. They're rubbing their back legs. They're rubbing their antennas. They're trying to clean their tongue. They're frantic. They've got this crap on them, and they just can't get it off. So it'd be interesting to know, long-term wise, what the result's going to be. Can these guys recover? And I don't think so. The more research I do, French honeybee farmers are losing 80-90% of their hives. 80-90% of their hives. And these are commercial beef. Honey production in France has dropped more than 50% in the last 5 years. 50%. So, we have a real problem, and it's massive. And if we do not address it aggressively, we're really threatening, everything. So.